Episode 33, the Patrick Waugh of episodes.
Or the Illuminati.
The Illuminati.
The Masons, right?
That's right.
Magic number.
No, that's 23, I thought.
No, 33rd degree. Come on.
Oh, okay, well, I'm not down into the conspiracy bubble like you. So, welcome to Band Fights. I'm Iddy. I'm joined this week by Wortman and
Aaron.
And we have an exciting matchup. Not just a great matchup, but an exciting. Yes, you're going to be excited to be watching this. But before we get into that, I'm sure you're going to be excited to just see how this whole band fight thing works. We take each band's top 5 on Spotify. We match up song 1 versus song 1, song 2 versus song 2, and so on for 5 songs. Our panelists will then pick the best song in each matchup to determine the point. The first band to amass 3 points will be declared the winner and move on in the tournament. We will provide links to the songs in the description of the YouTube video. We have also set up Spotify playlists so you can play along at home. Simply search for Idiot on Spotify. Click the profile and then access the playlist for the episode you are listening to. You can then switch back and forth seamlessly between the two programs, and you will be listening to the exact same versions that we did when we made our decisions. Don't forget, visit www.bandfights.com for past matchups and other bracket information. So today's matchup, we've got, like we said at the end of the last episode, 2 bands at the opposite ends of the spectrum. We've got the Goo Goo Dolls taking on Disturbed. Do you have any thoughts on this?
It just shouldn't work.
It just shouldn't be.
Something's going to break.
Well, do you have any?
You know what? I'm more familiar with the Goo Goo Dolls, believe it or not. I'm almost embarrassed to say that.
You should be.
I'm not a fan, but I'm more familiar with their stuff.
Yeah.
Disturbed, heard a couple tunes. Don't know a lot about them.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm curious.
Greg?
Yeah, I remember the Goos were big in high school, I guess, right?
Yep.
Their high school.
Their high school, yeah. Yeah, so yeah, familiar with them. Know a couple of Disturbed songs. Totally different styles of music, obviously. So it should be interesting to see how this kind of stacks up, how this works out here.
Yeah, I mean, the Goo Goo Dolls are great songwriters. Like, their songs are well written. Disturbed, obviously, they're a metal band, newer.
New metal. With
new metal.
With an NU.
Yeah, with an NU. I mean, I'm a fan of Disturbed. I really like their stuff. So I don't know how the Goo Goo Dolls, like we were talking earlier, they're like Bon Jovi without the kick-ass songs. It's just Bon Jovi ballads. That's all they have.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they're popular. They have an audience, but I might not be in that audience. But we'll see how these songs shake out. I mean, you guys might feel differently. So let's get into song 1. So for song 1, it's going to be Down with the Sickness for Disturbed and Iris for the Goo Goo Dolls. All right, song 1, Down with the Sickness and Iris. I think I'm going to have to go to Aaron on this one.
Yeah, I don't like either of these songs. Like we talked about earlier, Iris is a big hit. It was a really big hit when it came out. And Disturbed, the song's okay. I've never heard the mid-song rant that they cut out of every radio play.
I wonder why.
Yeah, I can do without that. I like cursing, swearing, and screaming just as much as the next guy. But I just thought it was a bit overkill. Reluctantly, I'm going to throw my vote to Iris on this.
Really? Wow. Greg?
This is interesting. I don't know. I guess I have a little bit of like nostalgia for the Iris song, but Down with the Sickness is a good song too. Love how it opens up with his crazy waka thing, and then it sounds like he's clearing his throat. Like what's that all about? Producer says Iris is too long. Yeah. Huh. I don't know where to go on this one. You know what? I'm gonna go with Iris.
Wow.
I know the guy wearing the White Zombie T-shirt. He's gonna vote for Iris.
Count.
It doesn't count.
Well,
that's why I did it.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna vote for Disturbed. Iris is a well-constructed song. Like, it's a really good song. You know, it's dynamic. Like, the chorus is really well written and it's good. I love Down with the Sickness. It's a great song. It's driving, and it gets my vote. You're right, though. I mean, the swearing part in the middle, it's a little gratuitous.
Yeah.
It's
just
really,
it doesn't add anything to the song.
Yeah, exactly. It's
other
just,
than time.
Yeah, and to say we throw a bunch of curse words in our song, but it doesn't really add much. But still, it's way more up my alley than Iris or anything the Goo Goo Dolls would do. So, so wow, this is shocking. I was shocked at that. I thought the Goo Goo Dolls might not get even a vote, but here they go. They're up 1-0.
You got two softies in the panel. What can you
guess
say?
Bring on song 2.
Yeah. So for song 2, it's gonna go Disturbed with Sound of Silence and Goo Goo Dolls with Slide.
Interesting.
All right, Disturbed down 1-0. Can they make a comeback? It sounds silly to say. Can they make a comeback? They're in trouble.
They're in trouble after that last song.
I'll take lead off on this because it hurts to cause pain to someone you love, and I love Disturbed, but their version of Sound of Silence is god awful. It's terrible. It's a mistake. They should have never done it. People on streaming music on Spotify should never ever stream it. I don't know what the hell people are. What are you thinking if you're streaming that?
I think they got confused. They wanted Paul Simon.
It's so bad, especially when you factor in that they didn't write it. They took a great song by Simon and Garfunkel and ruined it.
And they made it their own. Isn't that what you're supposed to do when you cover a song?
I guess.
No, they ruined it. It was terrible. Goo Goo Dolls Slide, it's a good song, a little bit more pace. Yep. Not, like we were saying, it doesn't have the chorus that Iris does, but it's still a good song. So I'm voting for the Goo Goo Dolls.
Yikes.
Go ahead, Greg.
Yeah, I thought that I had remembered liking Sound of Silence. I was completely wrong. I think I was confused with their version of
Land of Confusion.
Land of Confusion, which they do a much better job of the cover of that song. Yeah, that was hard. It was just weird. It's just him singing in a I don't know. I don't know what he was trying to do there. So Disturbed is a metal band. There's no guitars. Sorry, there's an acoustic in there at one point in time. But it's all like orchestra and him just...
And piano, a lot of piano.
Yeah, showing off his
They were
ability,
impersonating Crash Test Dummies.
Right!
Doing the Sound of Silence.
That's right. Superman never made any money. Or maybe even I don't know if you ever heard Typo Negative. Did you ever hear those guys?
Oh, yeah.
Singing way down here. So I did not like that at all. I didn't like Slide as much as Iris, but I will vote for it because it's better than Sound of Silence.
Aaron?
Yeah, let's make that 3. That's easy. Sound of Silence
is Disturbed.
Unlistenable.
Yeah, Disturbed is on the ropes. When I saw this matchup, I thought 5-0 for Disturbed, but yeah, that is Sound of Silence. So bad. So I can't stress enough how bad that song is, and how anybody that listens to it and likes it should be ashamed of themselves.
Yep, absolutely.
They need to look in the mirror and figure out their lives. All right, so we're going to move on to song 3. Goo Goo Dolls up 2-0 on Disturbed. I never thought those sounds would be coming out of my mouth hole, but here we are. So song 3 for Disturbed, we have Stricken, and for Goo Goo Dolls, Name. All right, Disturbed on the brink of elimination. I'll take lead off on this one. Stricken's an amazing song. I'm voting for it. Name isn't. It's not. It's a well-constructed song. It's just not my cup of tea. I mean, it's pretty, but Stricken's dirty. It's hard, and it's driving, and it's everything I love about heavy metal. So
There you go.
yeah, Stricken for me. Greg?
I did not enjoy Name. It was a little, I don't know, it was a little just too much of the same. You know, you kind of hear the same thing from the
It's
from
the
the
same.
band.
It's almost the same beat as
Yeah,
Iris,
but not as good.
But not as good.
I enjoyed Stricken. I enjoyed the riff. I enjoyed that nice solo in the middle. So I'll vote for Stricken.
And we'll make a 3 on that as well.
Ooh,
Back in the
Hey,
game.
I'm not a Goo Goo Dolls fan. Don't be so shocked.
No,
I can't believe. Oh yeah, what about that Goo Goo Dolls tattoo you have on your arm?
No one will ever see that.
It says I love New York, Buffalo, New York.
That's
Goo-goos.
right. Goo Goo's forever. Boy named Goo. So, all right. Well, Stricken takes us 3-0, and Disturbed back in the game, down 2-1. Can they push it to overtime? Maybe, because for song 4, Disturbed has Indestructible up against Sympathy for the Goo Goo Dolls. All right, Disturbed is down 2-1. Let's see if they can get to overtime. Indestructible, Sympathy. Aaron, go ahead. You can lead us off.
Sure. So what I'm learning through this round is that I'm not really a Disturbed fan, but I still like it better than Sympathy.
Yeah.
Like this song, I have to go with Indestructible.
Yeah.
Sympathy's just, it's background noise.
Yeah. It's elevator music.
Exactly. It's
Yeah.
fine. Didn't offend me, but I don't want to hear it again.
Yeah. Greg?
Yeah, I will second that. I enjoyed Indestructible. It's a good. I don't love the way the Disturbed guy sings. I do like their music. Like I like the guitars and the riffs that they have, but yeah, it's better than that kind of. It's not that like Goo Goo Dolls are terrible. It's just not kind of my style. That acoustic kind of whatever they're doing there. But yeah, so I gave my vote for Iris. That was good enough for me. Indestructible.
Yeah, for me, yeah, it's a sweep. Indestructible. I love that song. It's awesome. Starting with all those the air
Oh,
raid
I forgot the
siren
air raid sirens.
and the machine guns and like Indestructible. That's like textbook punch you in the face music where you just want to. You hear that riff and you just want to. It gets the blood flowing.
Yeah, I hit you.
You just
right?
want to.
Like, I couldn't help myself.
You just want to punch something, like. If Rocky Balboa heard that in Rocky 4, he would have knocked out Drago in the first
Drago
round.
would he would have.
Yeah, he would have ate it.
You like
So-
that song better than Eye of the Tiger?
Yeah.
Oh.
Eye of the Tiger's pretty awesome.
Something I want to work out after.
But
listening to
yeah,
that song.
but Eye of the Tiger was Rocky 3, so. Clubber Lane, he got his. But yeah, Indestructible for me. It's an awesome song. So we're going to overtime. It's unanimous for this point. So 2-2 heading into song 5. So for Disturbed, it's going to be Into the Fire, and Goo Goo Dolls Black Balloon.
I can already tell you.
I almost stumbled over that. All right, here we are in overtime. Disturbed in the Goo Goo Dolls. Surprising, but yeah. Aaron, you want to take lead off?
Sure. I'll probably surprise you on this one, but I think Disturbed pulled themselves out of the fire.
Oh,
With their Into the Fire.
Yes.
And the black balloon was popped.
It's kind of racist, but okay, I'll accept it.
how?
It was a black balloon.
So?
I know.
I was going to say it floated like a lead balloon, like Zeppelin. That doesn't work either.
No, that doesn't work either. All right, go ahead, Greg.
Yeah, Black Balloon, it was just it was the same song again. It's just kind of Google. If you like that stuff, it's fine. You like that stuff. Into the Fire, I liked how it started off with it was a little bit different than the last couple of songs, a little bit more like, I don't know.
It had more of a groove to it.
Yeah.
Like it kind of rolls.
It was kind of cool. So, I mean, none of them really stood out to me, but I'll vote for Into the Fire.
Yeah, it's unanimous. Into the Fire is a good song. Not my favorite Disturbed song, but Black Balloon and Name, it's like you could have played Name
That's right.
And Black Balloon back to back, and you wouldn't know where the break in the song was. Like, they're the exact same song. Into the Fire it's a good song. I like it, but it's not my favorite. There's some really great Disturbed songs that didn't make it into the top 5 that I really like, but like, I'm thinking, Prayer is probably my favorite one. I don't even think it's in the top 10. Vengeful One, which is awesome too.
Well, they're moving on, so maybe it'll be in next time. You never know.
Maybe, because I dug into their Spotify list and it's number 6. So stream that song, get it up into number 5, because Vengeful One's a great song. But anyway, Disturbed, they survived that early scare. They were down 2-0. They came all the way back and took it in overtime. So Disturbed is going to move on in the tournament 3-2. You guys have any thoughts on these two bands?
Good luck in the next round, Disturbed, whoever you face.
Yeah.
Because if they run up against anybody, with a deeper catalog and some...
Yeah, well, Sound of Silence is their Achilles heel.
Yeah.
Like that's a -1 against most bands.
That top 5's not going to beat a lot of other bands.
It depends.
Not if I have any.
Book the shows.
Greg, you got any?
Yeah,
Although I think if it's Kissed versus Disturbed's going through 4-0.
Ooh, them's fighting words. Them's fighting words. Yeah, I don't know. It was kind of like a meh for me for both of them. So I think I kind of agree with Aaron. I think that Disturbed might be in tough against, unless it's Kiss, then they pretty handily. But
See, it's unanimous. Disturbed.
I'm not doing this show anymore.
Well, unless Paul Stanley can do his Folgers commercial.
Yeah, well, it might be in the top 5.
That definitely goes through.
Paul Stanley
Number
is
6.
It's number 6. So, yeah, for me, Goo Goo Dolls put up more of a fight than I thought they would when I first saw this matchup. But I mean, they're solid. Like, it's just not really my cup of tea, right?
Yeah.
It's what they do. It's good. Their songs are catchy and they're pretty.
Yep.
Well produced, well written. They're just not my cup of tea. Disturbed, I love, but I mean, these top 5. If I could pick the top 5, it'd be a lot better. They'd be more solid. Sound of Silence is going to be Achilles' heel going forward, though, because that's a -1. I don't see that beating any songs.
No.
Ever. So, yeah. So I guess we'll bring this episode to a close. So don't forget to
smash that like button.
And subscribe to the channel. Leave us a comment, please. If you're a Disturbed fan and you think Sound of Silence is great, please explain to me, and then I'll explain how wrong you are, because that song is terrible. Yeah, and I guess that's about it, eh?
That's it.
All right, well, check us out next week. Next week, we've got an interesting matchup. I know I say that every week.
You say that all the time.
I pretty much say that all the time because everything's interesting.
Yes.
Once you delve into it. But next week we got Rod Stewart taking on Weezer.
Wow.
which will be very interesting. So check us out next week on Band Fights.